two special speakers, the voices of our class. Two of our students will come to the podium. First, we have Isaac Amon. Isaac is a candidate for a JD and an LLM in negotiation and dispute resolution. Isaac has been on our campus since 2008, when he first matriculated as an undergraduate. With us today are Isaac's parents, brothers, former Washington University undergraduate professors. His brother is graduating from St. Louis University today. Isaac has played many roles while here in St. Louis. He served as the chair of the SVA Diversity Committee and was also a delegate at the UN for a meeting on the International Criminal Court. Isaac says that he keeps a refrain in mind which goes like this: who is wise? He who learns from all other people. Isaac?
Right here. Good afternoon. Dean Stout, members of the administration, members of the faculty and staff, fellow classmates, friends and family, ladies and gentlemen. Whichever field of law one may enter, whether it is corporate, public interest, nonprofit, transactional, or litigation, we all take an oath to uphold an obligation. This obligation is to defend the oppressed, to stand up against injustice, even when it is not convenient, and ultimately to strengthen the rule of law and to instill public confidence in the legal system. Wherever we may live and wherever we may go, this obligation is owed to all people. In To Kill a Mockingbird, written by Harper Lee in 1960, Atticus Finch is an attorney in the fictional town of Macomb, Alabama. Atticus defends an African-American man, Tom Robinson, who is accused of rape. Throughout the course of the novel, Atticus valiantly defends this innocent man whom the entire town has condemned, completely disregarding any evidence to the contrary. In his closing speech to the jury in the courtroom, Atticus not only gives an impassioned speech denouncing racial inequality, but insists that the jury and society do their duty and release Tom Robinson, for to convict would be an irreparable stain upon society and the legal system. Although Tom is predictably convicted by the jury of 12 white men, Atticus teaches us what true courage means. As he says to his children, Jem and Scout, "I wanted you to see what real courage is, instead of getting the idea that courage is a man with a gun in his hand. It's when you know you're licked before you begin, but you begin anyway, and you see it through no matter what. You rarely win, but sometimes you do." To fellow graduates of the class of 2015, think back to the first day of orientation as we stumbled into Crowder Courtyard, introducing ourselves to each other and nervously awaiting our fate that day. We were told to write down 3 reasons as to why we wish to embark upon this journey of entering the profession of law and to keep it with us. Now, I confess I lost that piece of paper. Yet the ideas remain imprinted in our hearts and in our minds. Nearly 3 years later, the question still remains: why did we go to law school? I believe it was a combination of the following 3 reasons: a drive to change the world, intellectual curiosity, and hopefully to ensure a good livelihood. Friends, we have learned much in law school. For example, and this is just one of many, beginning in our first year, we have learned and expounded at length upon the principle that consideration for a contract can be as small as a peppercorn. That reasonable minds can disagree as to how the Constitution should be interpreted. And that 28 U.S.C. sections 1331 and 1332 exclusively vest federal courts with jurisdiction when a federal question is asked. Our parties come from different states. I'm leaving out the amount of controversy as well. For 3 years, we've learned from the best. Our professors have spent countless hours lecturing us, questioning us, and challenging us, yet always with a goal towards attaining our true potential. Without their guidance and their confidence in us, we would not be here today. To all professors, thank you for helping us take our first steps into the profession of law. As newly minted graduates, it falls to us to uphold these lessons in the years and decades to come. To friends and family, when I think of the class of 2015, seated before us today, JDs and LLMs and everyone else, I do not think, no, you all are great. I do not think of any one individual in particular. I think of a community of individuals comprised of different races, colors, creeds, and beliefs. Washington University School of Law is a community where professors have an open door policy and where someone raised in St. Louis, yours truly, can become good friends with individuals from around this country and from abroad, such as Australia, Chile, Saudi Arabia, and Turkey. Most notably, though, this law school is a place where students cooperate as well as respectfully compete. For example, in December 2012, I was preparing to handwrite our very first exam, Civil Procedure, taught by Professor John Droback. Now, Alec Moen, are you there, Alec? Sitting behind me, gave me his watch so that I would not have to constantly look at the clock behind me and could concentrate on the exam. Alec, thank you for that. And by the way, I ended up receiving my highest grade that semester on that exam. But friends and family, ladies and gentlemen, your sons and daughters, your graduates, this class, have done extraordinary things, gone to extraordinary places, and have extraordinary ambitions. To all moms and dads, family and friends, those who are here, and those who have passed, whatever we are and whatever we may become, it is because of the confidence you put in us, your helping hand, and your unwavering faith. But most of all, it is because of your unending love. Thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. In conclusion, we can clap. Let's clap. In conclusion, everyone, regardless of where we come from and where we are going, abroad, the coast, the heartland, or staying right here in St. Louis, we share a common belief. That belief is that all men and women are created equal and all deserve equality of opportunity. Indeed, the marble facade above the entrance to the United States Supreme Court emphatically declares this principle. 4 words that have become embedded not only into stone, but also into our social consciousness. Equal justice under law. Unquestionably, there will be challenges that arise throughout our careers and our lives, as evidenced within our very own backyard in Ferguson this past year. Sometimes, perhaps most times, we will lose. Nevertheless, follow in the footsteps of Atticus Finch and know that fighting the good fight, regardless of the outcome, is the definition of true courage. And ultimately, as we walk off into the wider world today, let us not forget our responsibility as citizens of the world, as budding lawyers, and as human beings. But most importantly, remember that we all share an eternal bond, forged and created through the crucible of law school. Good luck to each and every one of you, wherever you may be. Stay in touch. And remember, we are, and always will be, Washington University School of Law. Thank you so much, and congratulations. You did it.